What if the most powerful tool for feeling calm, brave, and clear has been with us since the day we were born? Not in a book, not in a device, but in our breath. Today, through 3 gentle stories, we learn how one full breath can calm busy thoughts, quiet worries, and make our hearts feel steady. In the first story, we discover 4 simple breathing practices for a calm heart and a clear mind.
The secret breath of sages. The sun climbed high over the Emerald Valley, and the air was thick with the scent of jasmine. Amara sat with Ishan by the waterfall. "Ishan," she said, her voice steady and deep, "you have learned to feed your body with the purity of the earth. Now, you must learn to feed your spirit with the invisible gold, the prana." Most grown-ups have forgotten how to breathe, but a sage knows that breath is the steering wheel of the soul. First, you must learn the gateway, Amara instructed. The nose is for breathing, the mouth is for eating. Your nose filters the air, warms it, and prepares it for your brain. Always inhale deeply through your nose and exhale softly through your mouth, like you are blowing out a single candle without wanting to spill the wax. Amara's face turned serious. Many people, even those who are 28 or older, breathe only through their mouths. This is a great mistake. Mouth breathing makes the face grow tired, the teeth grow crowded, and the mind grow foggy. It tells your body there is a phantom predator nearby, keeping you in a state of constant, hidden stress. You must never let your mouth do the nose's job. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly, Amara said. Ishan obeyed. If only your chest moves, you are breathing like a panicked bird. That is chest breathing, and it only uses the top of your lungs. It keeps you small and anxious. But if your belly rises like a balloon, you are tapping into the great reservoir. Belly breathing is the breath of the lion, Amara whispered. When you breathe deep into your belly, you activate the vagus nerve, the secret wire that tells your heart to be calm and your brain to be sharp. It sends a message of safety to every cell in your body, a secret that most adults have forgotten in their hurry. Within you, Ishan, is a ladder of light called the chakras, Amara explained. Your breath is the wind that clears the dust from these spinning wheels of energy. From the base of your spine to the crown of your head, a deep belly breath aligns these stars, allowing your inner light to flow without being blocked by fear or doubt. When anger or fear tries to steal your peace, use the square of the sages, Amara said. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold that breath for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds, and hold the empty space for 4 seconds. This square is a fortress. No storm of temper or shadow of anxiety can break through a mind that breathes in squares. Ishan frowned. Grandmother, sometimes my head feels like it is full of thick gray clouds and I cannot focus on my lessons. Amara nodded. That is the brain fog. To clear it, sit tall and take 10 rapid, sharp inhales through the nose. This breath of fire sends a rush of oxygen to your prefrontal cortex, blowing the clouds away so your thoughts can shine like polished diamonds. And if your heart feels heavy, like a stone in deep water, Amara continued, remember the sigh of release. Take a long inhale, and then let out a loud vocal sigh. Sound is a vibration that shakes the sadness loose from your bones. Even when you are sad or worried, your breath is the tool that can lift you back to the surface. You now possess knowledge that many scholars never find, Amara said, placing a hand on Ishan's head. A 28-year-old might run to a doctor for a pill when they are stressed, but you simply breathe. You will outsmart the chaos of the world because you know that the master of the breath is the master of the self. Ishan stood up, feeling taller and stronger than ever before. He practiced the square of the sages as they walked back toward the village. With every step, he felt the alignment of his body and mind. He wasn't just a boy anymore. He was a young guardian of the ancient secrets. Under the glow of the setting sun, Amara and Ishan reached their home. The path to enlightenment begins with a single conscious breath, she concluded. Keep your soul pure with the garden's food, and your mind clear with the sage's breath. You are the new generation, Ishan, the one that breathes with the rhythm of the universe.
Now, in our next story, we explore new calming tools, the bee breath, the steady box breath, and simple grounding practices that help us feel safe and strong inside.
The warrior's path, the stillness within. The stars were bright over Emerald Valley, but inside the hut, Ishan's mind was tossing like a stormy sea. "Amara," he whispered as his sister passed his door. "My thoughts are too loud. They are jumping like wild grasshoppers, and I cannot make them sit still." Amara sat on the edge of his rug. A warrior's greatest battle is not with a foe, Ishan, but with the monkey mind. Tonight, I will teach you the secret arts of the breath to find your inner peace. Ishan closed his eyes, but he could only see a whirlwind of chores, games, and worries. Amara placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "The mind is like a cloudy pond," she explained. "When you stir the water with worry, you cannot see the bottom. We must learn to let the sediment settle. To do this, we use the breath as our first tool of the warrior." "First, let us practice the bee breath," Amara said. She showed Ishan how to gently cover his ears with his thumbs and rest his fingers over his closed eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and as you breathe out, make a long, steady humming sound like a honeybee. They sat together, the low vibration filling the quiet room. When the hum faded, Ishan felt a strange tingle in his head. "The bee breath uses vibration to clear the buzz of the world," Amara explained. "It shuts out external noise and sends a signal to your brain that it is safe to relax. It is the warrior's way of clearing the battlefield of distractions so he can hear his own heart." "Next is the box breath," Amara continued. She drew a square in the air. "Imagine a sturdy wooden box. Breathe in for 4 seconds as I move my hand up. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 4 as I move my hand down. Hold for 4. This rhythm creates a fortress of stability around your spirit." They traced the square in the air together, breathing in perfect sync. Ishan's heartbeat slowed to a steady, rhythmic drum. This technique is used by the bravest guardians to stay calm in the face of danger, Amara whispered. By controlling the rhythm of your breath, you take back control of your nervous system. It stops the fight or flight response and replaces it with focus and flow. "Now, let us find your anchor," Amara said. She told Ishan to place his palms flat on the wooden floor. Feel the weight of your body pressing down. Imagine roots growing from your hands deep into the earth. No matter how hard the wind of your thoughts blows, the earth is steady. You are part of the earth, so you are steady too. Amara watched her brother find his balance. "This is called grounding," she told him. "When your mind tries to fly away into the future or the past, your body is always right here in the present. Touching the earth reminds your mind to stay where your feet are. A warrior who is grounded cannot be knocked off balance by a sudden surprise." "Finally, we visit the blue pond," Amara whispered. "Close your eyes and see a perfectly still lake of deep blue water in your mind. Every thought that comes is just a leaf falling onto the surface. Don't grab the leaf, just watch it float by until the water is smooth and clear again. In that clarity, you will find your true strength." Ishan took a final, deep breath. The grasshoppers in his head had stopped jumping. He felt heavy and warm, like a stone baked by the sun. "I feel quiet inside, Amara," he murmured. "The noise is gone," Amara nodded. "That quiet is your inner fortress. You can go there whenever the world feels too loud or your tasks feel too big." Amara stood and tucked the blanket around him. "Remember, Ishan, breathwork is a skill like the staff or the sword. The more you practice when you are calm, the stronger you will be when you are stressed. Mental clarity is the sharpest blade a warrior carries. It allows you to see the truth in every situation." As Ishan drifted into a deep, dreamless sleep, he knew he was ready for tomorrow. He had learned that he was the master of his own thoughts. With the bees' hum, the box's rhythm, and the earth's strength, the young guardian of Emerald Valley was finally at rest, his mind as still as the mountain air.
In the next story, we learn what to do when we can't fall asleep, when our thoughts feel loud in the dark. With simple breaths and calming techniques, we find our quiet sky inside.
The sky inside of us. Alara was 10, and her brother Zephyr was 7. They lived in a house full of books, toys, and music. Most days were wonderful, but sometimes their minds felt like a jar of glitter that had been shaken up. Alara's thoughts would race like bicycles going downhill, and Zephyr's brain felt like a room full of bouncing bouncy balls. "My head is too loud today," Zephyr sighed. Zephyr tried to build a tower of blocks, but every time a small noise happened outside, he jumped. His hands felt shaky, and he couldn't decide which block to use next. The more he tried to focus, the more frustrated he became. He felt like he wanted to run and hide, but he also wanted to scream. "Everything is too much," he cried, dropping a yellow block. Alara knelt beside him and placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "When my glitter jar mind is shaking, I use the balloon breath," she said softly. "Imagine there is a big, colorful balloon in your belly. Take a slow breath in through your nose to blow it up, making your tummy go out. Then, let the air out through your mouth very slowly, like you're letting the balloon deflate." Zephyr closed his eyes and tried it. The next morning, it was Alara's turn to feel restless. She had a big math presentation at school. Her stomach felt like it was full of fluttering moths, and she kept worrying about making a mistake. She sat at the kitchen table, staring at her notes, but the words seemed to dance away from her. The what-ifs were taking over her brain. Their neighbor, Mr. Hayes, was in the garden when Alara walked outside to clear her head. Mr. Hayes always seemed as calm as a deep lake. "When the world feels too fast, Alara, try the 5 senses countdown," he suggested, pointing to a flower. "It anchors you back to the earth. Tell me 5 things you can see right now, 4 things you can touch, and 3 things you can hear." Alara took a deep breath. "I see the blue flowers, the green grass, the red watering can, the white clouds, and your brown hat," she whispered. She felt the rough bark of a tree and the cool breeze on her skin. She heard a bird chirping, the hum of a distant mower, and her own heartbeat. Slowly, the what-if moths in her stomach stopped fluttering and flew away. That night, Zephyr couldn't sleep. The shadows in the corner looked like giants, and his legs felt like they had too much jump left in them. He tossed and turned, kicking his blankets to the floor. "Alara," he called out into the hallway. "My brain is doing the bouncy ball thing again, and I can't make it stop." Alara came in and sat on the edge of his bed. "Let's do a mindful journey," she said. "Close your eyes and imagine your bed is a soft, floating cloud. Starting at your toes, tell every part of your body it's time to be heavy and still. Give your toes a squeeze, then let them go. Squeeze your legs, then let them melt into the cloud." Together, they traveled from their feet all the way to their heads. Zephyr felt his body become heavy and warm. The jumpy feeling left his muscles. He imagined his restless thoughts were like birds flying across a sunset sky. He could see them, but he didn't have to chase them. He watched them fly further and further away until the sky was quiet and dark. He took one last balloon breath and felt his heart beat a slow, steady rhythm. Now, whenever the glitter jar shakes or the bouncy balls start hopping, Alara and Zephyr know exactly what to do. They know that thoughts are just like the weather. Sometimes it's stormy and sometimes it's bright. But no matter what the weather is, the sky inside of them is always there, waiting to be quiet and still. They had found the secret to being their own calm in the middle of the wind.
And as we've seen, calm is always just one breath away. If this story helped you pause, tell us in the comments. Which breathing practice will you try today? Subscribe to God Knows and join us for the next gentle journey.